For centuries, the galaxy had known order, a cold mathematical balance enforced by the Varelian Concord, a coalition of ancient species that governed the stars with logic, protocol, and an iron grip on time and space. But that balance had once been disrupted, almost forgotten in the archives of galactic history until now. 200 years ago, humanity had made first contact with the Concord. What began as hope and trade swiftly turned into dominance and disdain. The humans were impulsive, emotional, and ambitious qualities the Concord considered primitive. So they tried to pacify them. They failed. When Earth refused to submit to the Concord's rigid rule, the punishment was swift and merciless. Orbital platforms rained plasma on the continents. Entire cities vanished. Billions perished. Humanity's last transmission to the stars was simple. We will return, and we will remember. Now, centuries later, they had. The Varelian moons trembled as the human fleet emerged from the folds of hyperspace, sleek, dark ships that pulsed with red quantum energy. No longer fractured, Earth had become a singular entity, governed by the United Human Front. Their technology, fueled by revenge and loss, had surpassed even the Concord's most advanced creations. At the heart of the fleet was the dreadnought Vengeance of Terra, a monstrous construct nearly the size of a small moon, helmed by Admiral Cassia Wren, a descendant of survivors from the lunar refuge. She stood at the helm, eyes narrowed, voice steady. "Broadcast to the Concord," she commanded. "Let them know Earth remembers." Her words echoed through subspace. On Varelia Prime, the Council convulsed in panic. High Chancellor T. Rayan, whose species had known no war in 4 millennia, stared at the transmission in disbelief. "They survived? Thrived? They evolved," whispered one of his aides, fueled by hatred and time. Cassia didn't want diplomacy. She didn't want treaties. She wanted justice. The humans struck first, not with reckless fury, but with cold, calculated precision. Military outposts were neutralized. Concord data networks were infected by Earth's quantum intelligences, living AIs, that outthought Varelian strategists in seconds. Planets that once sneered at human emotions now begged for clemency. But Earth offered none. In orbit over the gas giant Draxilon, the Concord tried one last stand. Dozens of capital ships, bolstered by relic weapons from long-dead empires, attempted to block the Terran armada. Cassia watched the battle unfold, not with joy, but solemnity. "This isn't war," she said to her bridge crew. "This is a message." The Vengeance of Terra unleashed its core weapon, a focused dark energy pulse that warped local space, collapsing the lead Concord carrier into itself. The rest followed, falling like leaves before a hurricane. When the smoke cleared, Cassia opened a channel. "This is for San Francisco," she said. Boom. "This is for New Mumbai." Boom. "This is for the children who never saw the stars." Silence. The galaxy shuddered, not just in fear, but in revelation. The species they had once called primal had become gods of destruction. Not because they loved war, but because they had learned to master it. By the end of the solar cycle, the Concord formally surrendered. Their charter was dissolved, their leaders exiled. Humanity now stood as the central power in the galaxy. But Cassia didn't celebrate. She walked alone in the observation deck, watching distant stars burn quietly in the void. "Revenge is over," she whispered. Now came the harder part: forgiveness.